kilos. India in the red with Sujit. Hungary, after just missing out on an Olympic spot last year, placed near the top at the last chance Olympic Games World Qualifier. Only 22 years old. When you look at the body of work today with all the athletes we've seen, I have really been impressed with Sujit today. He has really showcased the entire package.
One final test here to see if he can keep it all together and tie that bow on that package to finish his day.
Young man who has wrestled both 65 and 70 kilos for India. Won the U17, U23 Asian Championships. All sorts of talent coming through the ranks. He placed 8th in Jordan. First test at the senior level. Learning from that experience as he continues his upward ascent with this Indian wrestling program. Sujit controlling the mat right now, trying to reposition his Rahimzadeh, able to get back somewhat to the center, but Sujit controlling the center in the early stages of this first period. Quick 2-on-1 for Rahimzadeh. Has the right arm. Let's see what he does with it. Steering him near the edge.
What an interesting display here. You know, there's so many different planes and angles through which athletes can put pressure and apply it and relieve pressure. And so Sujit is really coming forward, looking to put that pressure on Rahimzadeh, moving, pushing, forcing him to move back. As he steps forward, he wipes, tries to get around, whereas Rahimzadeh is really trying to get around, getting those angles, circling out of the pressure. And, you know, it's finding a way to create the action that you want and or respond in a way that puts your opponent in body position.
Activity clock on Rahimzadeh. Big throw there coming attempted as the activity clock expires. Sujit will get the 1 on the activity clock.
So on the action, no points were scored there from that double overhook throw attempt that we saw. And we just have the 1 point on the board. Looks like the head official of the tournament, though, has stopped the action and is going to review this move right here that we saw.
Had the double overs. And it was, now correct me if I'm wrong, Erica, it was Rahimzadeh on the clock, wasn't he? So I wonder if they gave him a step out point with that double over, which would have nullified the clock expiring right at the edge. Will be my only guess on how they're scoring it. This is not a challenge from either corner. It's the officials coming together.
Adjusted to 3 minutes and 52 seconds at the time of the step out. 3:52.
All right, so you were correct there, Sean. The step out on that action from Sujit, so Rahimzadeh scores the 1 point, and then we're going back in time. So they did continue wrestling through that position. So now the head official has gone back, reviewed the clock. They're going to go back, put 3 minutes and 52 seconds on the board, and start the action from there.
Good job by the trio of officials coming together. Again, that was not a challenge from either corner. That was the officials coming together to review the step out, and then once that happens, as Eric had described, clock automatically stops, so they have to go back in time here and make up those 13 seconds. So with all that sorted out, 3:52 the magic number, and we're back to action. Sujit missing an opportunity at bare minimum to get the 1 on the activity clock. So terrific job for Rahimzadeh.
And this is an interesting, different strategy that we're seeing from Sujit. He's really digging into those underhooks. He's snapping down, actually pulling Ramazanov into him in this front headlock position. Here, no points because on the knees as he went out of bounds. But I think this interesting change of tactical strategy is going to pay off for him as he also is still maintaining that forward pressure.
Thing as well to keep an eye on for Sujit. He has been one of the better conditioned athletes that we have seen today. He's had some good second rounds, and he's going to need one here in this championship match as he goes off into the corner trailing 1-0. A missed opportunity at his opponent on the clock. Rahimzadeh able to get the one-step out point. Nullifies the clock right before it was ready to expire, and the 27-year-old for Azerbaijan, four-time senior level European medalist, all four of them bronze medals.
Yeah, and I think that's a situation where Sujit had the double underhooks. He was looking for that big throw, even with Rahimzadeh on the clock. So I think it's not necessarily losing that opportunity of getting that one activity period, but it's thinking about what's the adjustment I'm going to make so that I'm actually scoring that attack next time I make contact there. And again, we're back in that right underhook position. And Ramazanov doing a great job of wiping it by, limp arming through, circling out of this position.
He's trying to do a better job as well with his hand defense, trying to prevent Sujit from getting the underhook, but Sujit's right back in there. Position that he has certainly had a point to get to from the onset of this match, and he drives him out of bounds again.
So we see the kind of the excitement and intensity with which Sujit goes back to the center of the mat. He wants to keep this match going. He wants to continue to wrestle. Again, we're seeing Rahimzadeh angle out of that underhook position. So I'd like to see Sujit kind of mix up his hand pressure, trying to get around the hands rather than just using that underhook to get there, because it hasn't been working for him.
Sujit has put enough pressure on Rahimzadeh get him on the activity clock, so now advantage Sujit if he can hang on and get this point. He's going to continue to put that pressure on offensively as Rahimzadeh comes in on a low single. This is right around the time Rahimzadeh was able to wipe out the clock. He won't be able to do it this time as Sujit gets the points, the 1 and the 2, and he grabs a 3-1 lead.
Great job there, and that's that mix of pressure. We've seen Sujit take many steps forward pressure, but this time he drops, angles to that single, and is able to get around, and Rahimzadeh can just not respond.
The more you watch Sujit, he's one of those guys who looks like he could wrestle all day and hardly take any air. Man, another low strike. Whizzer being applied here for Rahimzadeh, but he can't fend it off as relentless on the attack was Sujit. Followed it up, gets another takedown, tried to hit a quick gut wrench, but he'll go back up to his feet. Second round all day long has belonged to Sujit.
A little bit of frustration there as we see Rahimzadeh deal with an injury on the mat here. And this is an example of what we're seeing from Sujit, where if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And so he's done the same attack 2 times in a row, both very successful. And we see here Rahimzadeh getting medical attention on the mat. Looks like a previous knee injury that he's continuing to work through. Very common in this sport. People ask me a lot, what's the most common injury in wrestling? I'm like, if you have a joint, it's been injured.
What's that spray feel like? The magic question. I'm sure you've been asked that a million times.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
That's what they usually say.
Thank you, doctor.
So you see the cool calmness of Jabril Hassanov in the corner, the Azerbaijani wrestler. Jabril actually coached me once in a wrestling match at the Indian Pro League, and he is such a calm, cool, positive coach. And I remember that when he was looking at me in that match when I was down, actually, in 4-1 with 40 seconds left. So this is a funny situation for Ramazani that he seems himself in. I found a way to put my opponent to him back and pin him. He'll do the same.
No wonder he was calm and cool and collect. He knew what was coming.
I didn't.
Yeah, he had you out there, so he knew he was in good hands. Speaking of good hands, Sujit, he's in a really solid position. 5-1, 20 seconds to go.
Blue zone.
Does not look like Rahimzadeh has any more in the tank to push, and that is going to be it. The gold medal at 65 kilos, an impressive showing today. Sujit, the 22-year-old, India. Putting it all together this afternoon and now into the early